It's absolutely okay to lie. And I think everyone must lie. Everyone must lie bluntly and everyone must lie proudly. I know this sounds bizarre, but in today's world, that's how you're gonna find peace in life. Let me explain. I'm 28 years old, and in my late teens and in my early 20s, I was very naive and dumb. I would go around telling about my goals, my dreams, and my ambitions to everyone who was present in my life at that point of time. But when those big goals and dreams didn't materialize and they failed, I felt a lot of shame, and more than that, there was this unnecessary chatter and judgment around me regarding how I'd failed. For me, there just wasn't an escape from all of it at that point of time. Back then, I was giving people and their opinions way more importance than they actually deserved. But like I said, I was naive and I simply didn't know how to navigate my way out of that negative situation. All of those opinions and all of that negative chatter weighed me down, and my confidence took a hit, and I just lost trust in myself. And then in my mid 20s, I had to do a lot of self work to build a bulletproof mindset. And now, when I look back in retrospect, I feel like I could have easily avoided all of that negativity and chatter if I just kept quiet about my goals, or if I just lied to people who were still being intrusive. Now I've learned my lesson. Now I just keep quiet about everything in my life, especially about things related to my goals and aspirations. I sometimes bluntly refuse to answer questions related to my personal and professional life. I avoid intrusive people like a plague. But then there are those instances where I accidentally meet those annoying intrusive relatives and people who I know, but as of now, I can't ask them to f off. So, for such intrusive parasites, I have an entire catalog of made up stories related to my personal and professional life just to keep these intrusive parasites entertained. For example, if my current goal is to become a lawyer, I literally tell them that I'm gonna be an astronaut. If I'm gay, I'll tell them I'm straight. If I'm straight, I'll tell them I'm gay. No one has to know anything about you. You don't owe an explanation to anyone. And honestly, it's so freeing to live your life in silence. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't get that unsolicited advice. Intrusive people have no fucking clue what you're up to. They're just happily, blissfully content with the fake updates that you gave them about your life. When you're quiet about your goals, there is no fear of public failure. When you work in secrecy, you get to solely focus on your goals rather than any such unnecessary distractions. You're mentally free to fail as many times as you can. You're mentally free to try as many times as you can. You can pivot, you can change strategies, you can change careers, you can literally do whatever you want. When you just keep quiet about your goals, you don't have to explain or defend your goals from your family and friends. Yes, they are your well wishers, but they haven't seen the vision that you have for your life. When your goals and dreams will materialize, the world will get to know. But when you're in the process of achieving those goals, no one has to know. Just keep quiet, put your head down, and work. But don't forget to feed those intrusive parasites with some Christopher Nolan's Inception level fake screenplay. Remember, the screenplay needs to be fake. Lie bluntly, lie proudly, lie like your life depends on lying. The thing is, people who are low life will constantly try to dig information from others' personal and professional lives just to discuss it with their other low life gossipy friends. That's how they fill the void in their messed up and unfulfilled lives. It's not your responsibility to help them fill that void. So just avoid such people altogether. And if they still keep pestering you, then just go ahead and lie. Let them have their 2 minutes of fame amongst their other low life gossipy friends. If they are shameless enough to constantly question you about your personal and professional life, then you can definitely be even much more shameless and lie to them on their face in order to safeguard your privacy. People who matter to me and people who deserve to know the truth of my life have been there for me in my good and bad times. Those are the only people with whom I share genuine updates about my life. The nosy, intrusive ones will always be lied to. Take the lies, gossip and obliterate those lies, and fill the void in your life. Remember to just work hard in silence. And to people who are in their late teens and early 20s, don't blow your fucking trumpets. I know that everyone around you is posting their highlights 24/7. Let them. Don't do the mistake I did. Don't go around the town sharing about your goals and plans and dreams with everyone else. If you want to protect your goals, dreams, and mental peace, Just work hard in silence and just lie shamelessly and proudly to intrusive people who can't mind their own fing business. And now I'm gonna make a very cringy, cliched statement. But before that, if you resonated with this video, then please like, share, and subscribe. So, the entire boomer summary of this video is work hard in silence and let your success make the noise. That's all from my side. Stay tuned for more. See you soon.